Call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ruach HaChodesh. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Chinese nuclear-powered torpedoes could be fired in swarm over thousands of miles. I'm reading this article because of some of the information in it. This title, we know when it comes to military warfare, you don't let your enemy know what type of weapons you have unless you want to intimidate them. We know that the military technology that China does possess is way more advanced than what they're publicly going to release. But still, it's nice to see information on certain countries that possess nuclear capability because it all lines up with biblical prophecy. So I'm going to read the article. So here we go. In military news, Chinese scientists allegedly developed long-range disposable nuclear-powered torpedoes. And they look a lot like an arrow, don't they? According to Chinese news sources, a Beijing research team says it has completed the conceptual design for a small, low-cost nuclear reactor that would be able to drive a swarm of torpedoes across the Pacific Ocean in about a week. And we know in military warfare, especially, like most definitely when using nuclear warfare, you don't have a week. So we know that the technology that they actually have is going to be way faster. In contrast to the Russian Poseidon crewless submarine, the first known underwater drone propelled by nuclear energy, this new torpedo could be mass-produced with relative ease. So you see how the country China's mentioned and the country Russia's mentioned. Two big players that are going to be involved in World War III. By nuclear energy, reading from here, this new torpedo could be mass-produced with relative ease. Not only that, but the scientists said that the new torpedo could be placed into a standard torpedo tube and launched in vast numbers from virtually any submarine or surface warship. Each torpedo would use a throwaway nuclear reactor to propel it to and maintain its cruising speed of over 30 knots, 56 kilometers per hour, or 35 miles per hour. And that's going to be too slow. So, of course, the shit that they do have is going to be much, much faster. Because in nuclear warfare, speed literally kills. Maintain its cruising speed of over 30 knots, 56, for 200 hours before being dumped to the seafloor and using a battery to power a conventional weapon strike. All right, you can see how this article is jumbled, but the Poseidon crewless submarine, these torpedoes, this stuff is real. So let's get the scripts. This is Psalm chapter 64, verse 7. But Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yashai power, shall shoot at them with an arrow. The them is Babylon the Great, and that arrow is talking about the ICBM missiles, nuclear warheads. Continuing on, suddenly shall they be wounded. And you can also throw in the wapples zapples in there too. But talking about these arrows, why do you think they have a thing called the broken arrow? Nothing is named by accident. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Right? If something's sudden, it means and it just happened. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows. And one of those countries that are going to be bending the bow is China. That's why occasionally you hear about military news, even though China is like propaganda central, but still the truth comes out. Spare no arrows, back in Jeremiah 50 and 14, for she hath sinned against the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yashai. So there's a just and there's a cause. So with that, I hope you all were edified. Shalom.